as soon as your team emailed me, I was like, "Oh my god, yes." I was dying
Oh,
to feature you for season 1. That didn't happen because of the world, and now I'm so excited to be able to have you in the magazine for season 2. It's so
thank
exciting.
you. Oh, that's so nice. I'm really honored to be here. I really appreciate it.
How do you feel I mean, let's be real. A network sitcom these days to get to even make it through the first season, let alone get a second season, is kind of rare. So how does it feel sort of to be able to be in that rare spot?
I mean, it's such an honor. Listen, I always just set out to make a show that I'm proud of. And whether it's received or not, I have to let that go because I can't please everyone.
Mhm.
And I was really proud of this show. And so to 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 know now that people are really enjoying it and that it's doing really well for the network. I mean, it's just such an honor. I'm so proud of our whole team and it's so fun. Yeah, it's great.
Well, it's also, I mean, one of the things that I think I love about it is that it shows kind of like a different side of you that we
Mhm.
haven't really seen as an actor before. And in a weird way, even though it isn't necessarily like a drama, it's a drama. And so
Oh, yeah.
like, what is it? Did you ever have a concern that maybe because your fan base is so comedy based that they maybe wouldn't come along for the ride because of how different it is?
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, before this was brought to me, I was sort of figuring out what I was gonna do next, and a big thing for me was to do something different. I mean, I still have Sunny, and I'm so grateful, and I it really allows me the freedom to go out and do other things because I can always return to that. It doesn't
Yeah.
feel like, "Oh, I have to trade one for the other." So, I already had that, but my next thing that was mine was the Mick, and that got canceled early, and people were up in arms, which I
Yes,
kinda
they
love
were.
too, because 'cause I'm like,
Yes.
"Okay, great, leave them wanting more, it works." But what I was worried about was, oh, all the people who were devastated about the Mick not lasting are
Mhm.
gonna be disappointed because this is not the Mick, it's a completely different character. So I did that absolutely. I would be lying if I said that didn't cross my mind.
Yeah.
But I wanted to do something different, and I think um there's a way to do something dramatic that also is real and shows all sides of a human, which is you're not always funny, you're not always dramatic. There's so much that goes into um, a human being. Like I didn't want to have to pick one genre, so cramming those two tones together is a hard thing to do, and we're figuring it out every single episode. Um, but yes, is the short answer to your question. I was worried and I was mindful and I'm really trying to service all of it.
Yeah, and I mean, also, I just wanna give you your flowers in that there is that sort of delicate dance. I think a lot of people I mean, I started in stand-up, and I think a lot of people sometimes are surprised that, like, comedians or people who are in comedy can do drama so well, but, like, I always knew you had it, and it's sort of in this weird way, you kind of navigate it on your own terms, how
Mhm.
you do drama, and
Yeah.
that's what's so fun about the show is that, like, we still get that little itch of what we know you as, but at the same time, we get to see this other side, and so did you, just as an actor, ever sort of wonder, "Am I gonna be able to do some of this drama?" Like, did you? Because you honestly, like, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I think we all have a little imposter syndrome that pops up from time to time. But, I come from a theater background. I've been doing theater all my life. So I've done plenty of dramatic stuff, plenty of, Shakespeare and stuff like
Mhm.
that. I know that I can do all of it. I just love comedy and it's sort of where I got in and it's definitely where I stayed for a really long time. So, my thing is this, I really credit the writers because when something is very well written emotionally, it's so much easier to get there. Um, and so it's certainly a collaboration and it's a team effort. Were there times where I was like, "Ooh, I read this," and especially with the Roman stuff, like especially now that you know, um, at a certain point, we're gonna meet Roman, and I don't know how Morgan feels about that yet, and so that stresses me out. But you just trust the process. It's one day at a time. Um, I have doubts like everybody else, but I'd be lying if I said like, "Oh, I had no idea if I." No, I knew I could do it. I knew that I know what my strengths are. I know if like something's not working, I can reword it. That's why I wanted to produce as well. Um, if I've got like a scene that's emotional and it's challenging for me to get there, I'll I'll work with my writers and we'll rework it together and I'll change the dialogue and I'll do it in a way um that services the show and gives me my best performance.
It also must feel nice just to, I mean, having been in this business for a minute, to be at a place in your career where you can have that say, where you can say, "Let's try this a different way," and not have to feel like you're stepping on anyone's toes.
I do not take that for granted. Every single day I'm grateful for um listen, Drew Goddard, Sarah Esberg, Andrea Massaro, all of those guys, Todd Harthen. We are a team. They absolutely value my input. I value everything that they're doing. And I'm grateful every day that I'm in a place where I can say, it's important for me to be able to trust my instincts and say, um, this isn't working. And here's how I think we can change it. Or this is working really well. Here's how I can enhance it. And um, yeah, I'm incredibly grateful. There's I think also a part of it, it's been historically very hard for women to I hate to throw this in there, but
Yeah.
it's hard sometimes for women to I've been in plenty of situations where I'm like, I don't know if these props are right. Like this is too fancy of food, for example. Like it should just
Mhm.
be whatever. And the prop person just looks at you like, excuse me, actor.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, hold on a sec. I'm the one who's dug into this character and knows this world. And I don't know if that's an actor thing or a woman thing or what, but
Mhm.
I've been there and I've dug my way out of that, and I won't enter a situation anymore where it's not clear that we're all in this together and that my voice matters and everybody else's voice matters equally.
Yeah, well, but I think you're exactly right on that too. I mean, like, you're the star of a network show. That's a lot on your shoulders to sort
It's
of
my
carry
face on
because
that billboard. If the somebody doesn't
exactly.
like the episode, they're not gonna be like, "Who was that writer?"
Totally.
Even though the writer deserves a ton
Of
of credit.
course.
Right, like, it's a lot of pressure.
Well, and then I thought about that and sort of seeing that you do have this producer role, that you are able to have this say, and then I think about some young actors. I think about, like, Callista Flockhart on Ally McBeal, just as an actor on that show, the name of the show, the face of the show, the pressure that that must have been,
Yes.
and then to have no say in what you can do on the show, can't even imagine.
Yeah, there was a time not that long ago when actors were supposed to say what was written and handed to them, and if you tweaked a couple of words, they would stop and back you up, and, like, those days are long gone for me. I rely heavily on my improv background. I think it's really important. I encourage all of my co-stars to do it as well. We will get things as scripted, we throw it away, we play. If something's not coming out of your mouth, you're having a hard time with it, let's not be that precious. We're just trying
Yeah.
to get information across. You know your character. How would you say it? It also just makes for I think you can listen, it makes for a much more enjoyable workday.
Mhm.
We have fun. And I think that the audience can tell. I mean, this I get asked that about Sunny a lot, where it's like, you guys just seem like you're having so much fun. You can tell that we're having
Yeah.
fun and that we are coming up with what we're saying sometimes on the fly,
Mhm.
and it just keeps it fresh. And I don't know, there's something to be said. There are certain scenes that are perfectly well written and you want somebody to say it just like that, and sometimes that works and it's beautiful, and if it's not, you've got to be able to pivot. you just
Yeah.
you just have to be able to pivot or you're doing a real disservice to the whole project.
Well, and then also, as number 1 on the call sheet, to be able to give a supporting actor or a young actor that freedom of ownership of the character, that
Yes.
is huge for them.
Yes, and a voice to speak up and say,
Yeah.
can I try it like this? Or a voice to speak up and say, can we just, if you've got it, unless we're like really behind, can we just do one more? I mean,
Yeah.
one more for fun really important. I mean,
Mhm.
in the editing, you're piecing different, takes together. So one more for fun is my favorite thing. Just throw the
Wow.
script out, say whatever you want. And you really find there's some real gold in there.
Yeah, for sure. Well, so what was it about initially this character that you responded to, and what makes you continue to love her?
she's flawed, and she is misunderstood, and she is judged before she has an opportunity to tell people who she is. Um, and I love an underdog story. I love a
Mhm,
person who is, um I think with Morgan, sometimes you can't tell if she's faking it till she makes it. Um, she is not as confident as she comes across. She's a very good mom. I really liked that. I just again, I wanted to do something different from the characters I've done in the past who I'm still very much in love with. I love I love those characters.
yeah,
And I just wanted to do something different. It's nice to me to be able to play um an actual person. It's cathartic to be able to play a person who is loud and stands up for herself and doesn't take any shit.
mhm,
Um, it's fun to play a really good mom and really improvise my way through those scenes. Those scenes are some of the most important scenes. I think the heart and soul of this show is Morgan's
mm,
family and her children, and I don't want those to ever be cheesy, and I don't want them to ever feel too written or
mhm,
forced. Um, my kids are the most important thing in my world, and we have so much fun together, and we make fun of each other, and we joke around, and we yell, and we it's just it's such a common denominator. Whether you have kids or not, you were a kid. Like,
yeah.
family stuff is important, and getting it right was really important to me, so I loved all that stuff.
It also says so much about who the character is. I mean, I think of when I watch the show, I liken the character to another great character of film, Aaron Brockovich. And,
Yeah,
you see Aaron Brockovich being a badass in the boardroom, but it humanizes her when you see her at home. And it's the same thing with your character, that there is this sort of artifice that she has to put on in order to navigate through life. And sometimes it's a false confidence. But at the same time, you see the real person who she is
yeah.
at home with her kids. That really reveals a lot about someone.
Yeah, exactly, and all these walls that she puts up out in the real world, you get to like, that's really fun to watch as well, but getting to see her take those down at home is really nice and just makes her a more well-rounded person.
Totally. Well, so what can we expect from this second season?
Okay, well, we ended on a cliffhanger, so there's
Mhm.
a really fun two-part, very intense 2 episodes to kick off the
Mm,
season, and, there's still the what's going on with Morgan or with Roman. You find out that he's alive at the end of the 1st season, so you'll be able to dive more into that. There's a new captain
mhm,
who comes into the group, and he's tall and handsome, and he throws a wrench into the energy of this group that has really kind of started to trust each other and work well together.
mhm.
And there's some like fun, lighter episodes, and there's some intense stuff, and it's a really good season so far. We're on our seventh, seventh and eighth episodes right now.
Wow, wow, that's exciting. I mean, that must be I was talking with Domhnall Gleeson from the paper about sort of the reality of sort of being with a character for a long time and being able to sort of, like, grow with the character, and for him, that's a new experience because he's never really done a sitcom before, but for you, this is something that, like, you're very used to, so, like, what is it like to continue to kind of grow with this character and find out new aspects of her?
I'm kind of used to it, but I'm kind of nuts because Sweet D, like the whole thing about those characters on Sunny is that they do not change. Like that
Yeah.
they will not grow, they will not change, they will remain the same forever. And you can just look at Danny DeVito's character to see where they're going to be when they're old people. So, and that was real. That's discussed often. Like
Mm,
there's not a lot of growth there. So this is really new. I find myself often going, well, hold on a second. She doesn't trust authority, but she's comfortable here. But how does she feel? Like there's a lot of yeah, just a lot of new waters that I'm navigating, and how especially when you introduce new characters, because what I loved about her, especially from the pilot, is that it's like she trusts no one and she's going to
mm,
fiercely protect her children. Um, but you have to have her trust these police officers because otherwise there's no show. So
yeah.
what does that mean for like the new captain? So, there's it's this is all kind of new to me actually, and I'm loving it. It's fun.
It's
Keeps me on.
so exciting. I'm so excited for it, I have to tell you, I'm so excited. So, like, I can't spend any time with you without asking you about 2 other shows, Hacks and It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia,
Yeah.
because the fact if I'm gonna start with Hacks, because you are Emmy nominated for Hacks twice, Twice, right? I'm right, yeah, twice, and so well deserved, and to me, watching you on Hacks, while very funny, also was an indication of how well you were going to do with this show because there's so much depth and emotion with that daughter of Gene Smart in
Yeah.
Hacks that, like, I saw you in Hacks and I just thought, "Oh my god, there's that actress." Like, it's just there's something there, and so I wanna know, how does it feel to be a part of a show that is kind of the coolest comedy on television in a way?
It's incredible. And honestly, I'm forever grateful to Jen and Lucia and Paul for writing that for me because, um, nobody was wanting me to do anything dramatic, you know? Um, Going back to your point from a few minutes ago, I think there's a common misconception that comedic actors can't really act, and it's like, "Mm, okay, you try and make me laugh."
Yeah, 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 exactly.
Hard to make
Yeah,
someone laugh. Like,
yeah.
it it comedy is a talent, and also I'm just I'm a big empath, so it's not hard for me to get emotional. I love my mom. Imagine if I imagine being abandoned by my mom emotionally, that would make me feel emotional. You know, like
Mhm.
it, I I'm I'm just forever grateful to them, and I love DJ so much. I think she's so wonderful and troubled and complex and raw. Um and yeah, it just blew up so quickly and just to
Yeah,
be a part of it, and they're so wonderful. I mean, I pop in and out once or twice a year and they still I'm on their hacks group chat. I'm invited to all like they're
oh,
such a warm, wonderful family. I can't believe how lucky I've been in my career. I've really hit the
yeah.
jackpot. It was a slow burn in the beginning, but like from Sunny to Hacks to this and the Mick, I feel like the luckiest person in the world. I really do.
Well, and you kinda get to claim Jean Smart as your mom, which is, like,
Yeah,
kinda cool, you know?
absolutely. Anytime I want, out at a bar.
Yes.
Shit hits
You
the fan, I'm like, "Do you know who my mom is? It's Jean Smart."
Well, let me tell you, you would have done fine in any gay bar ever for the history of time, but the fact that Jean Smart is now your mom, you really are good.
I got my card.
You're good, you're good. Well, my last question for you is, it has to be about It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and how that show, A, will never go off the air, I don't believe, and B, it is kind of our modern day MASH in that it's just a part of our lives in an everyday sense. It's a part of not only is it a part of our lives, but it's a part of how we communicate culturally. It impacted the language of how we talk. And so I want to know, going into your time on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, are you aware of A, the impact that it's had, but B, did you ever have a hint early on that it was going to become the thing that it has become?
No, absolutely not. In fact, when I right before I auditioned for that show, I was coming off of something that I did that I was really miserable
Mm,
in, and it was just a tiny little quick thing, but I was really unhappy in my it seemed very outsized because it was just a small thing, and I realized, oh, I was so unhappy because I was doing something I didn't wanna do, and it wasn't
mm,
the material wasn't interesting to me, but I wasn't getting jobs. I was, like, 25 or something, and I took it because it was a job, and I had this very clear understanding, like, "Oh, I don't want to do this just because I don't wanna be I don't care about being famous. I don't care about just taking jobs. I wanna do something I'm proud of. So I'm gonna just even though I I worked at a hair salon, I worked as a recruiter for a biotech I had all these little part-time jobs. I was at the Groundlings for a while. Um, I was like, "I don't care. I'll just keep doing that. I'm not gonna take anything unless it's something that is creatively fulfilling." And then this came
mm.
along, and I was like, they're paying me like $5 an episode, no problem. And I took it with all of my heart, and it's the best decision I ever made. We had no idea how huge it would be. In fact, no one was watching it for the first 4 or 5 years.
Mhm.
Um, And it's the greatest gift I've ever been given. I mean, I met my husband, I have 2 beautiful children, it's still going on. I We work 2 months out of the year, I get to go off and do other things. I love my character, I love the people I work with. They are truly, at this point, I mean, it's 20 years in, they're truly family.
Mhm.
Um, I don't know how this happened. I feel like lightning struck.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I can't
Uh,
explain it, and I'm forever grateful for it.
is there a moment from the show or from your character that stands out to you as particularly memorable? Because I tried to think of a few, and there were too many to even count. And I even asked my boyfriend too, because he's a massive fan, probably bigger than
Oh,
me, of It's Always Sunny. And both of us were like, "There's just too many. We need an hour." So, is there something for you that stands out?
there are so many things. Honestly, I don't even my 14-year-old son is now watching
Oh, wow.
the entire the whole
Mhm.
series. It's
Wow.
appalling. I hate it. I love it. But he'll be like, "Mom, what's this one from?" I don't remember what's from what. I don't know. There are just moments. Listen, I love anytime Dee's a mess. I like when she's addicted to drugs. I like when she's hit by a car. I like when she's hungover. Anything extreme. I
Yeah.
used to get asked all the time, "Well, what would you say no to?" Nothing. When they write something that is like wild, I'm so excited. So, uh, I I mean, God, when Dennis and Dee go on welfare, that's really fun. The Gang Broke Dee was awesome, where they set up this giant thing, and then she thinks she's going on Conan, and it just ends
Yes.
up being, like, at the bar. Just anytime I start going down this road, people go, "Ooh, what about this one?" I'm like, "Oh, yeah, wait, hold on that one." I don't there's moments from all of them. I'm particularly proud of this season, actually. I thought it was
Mm,
really, um really, you know what it is? Our writers are really, really smart. So for a show that on the outside looks like a dumb comedy, it's
mhm.
not.
No.
It's a commentary. It's so intelligently written.
Mhm.
I am I never can guess when I'm reading them how the A story and the B story are gonna intertwine, and it
Yeah.
always surprises me. Um, I don't even remember the question. I just feel like I seriously feel so lucky.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I feel lucky to have spoken with you today. I'm still, like, a massive fan of yours, and
Aw.
I'm just yeah, it's been a pleasure chatting with you.
Thank you so much. You're awesome. It was really
Well,
nice to chat with you, and I do love the hair.
oh, well, thank you. I guess the fan of the hair, I got the cred, the fan of the hair, I like
Big
it.
fan of the hair. Really, big fan of you, big fan of the hair. Love it.
Thank you.